Good morning, guys. It is another beautiful day on the comfy couch as I like to start today by saying thank you. Thank you to everyone who subscribed. Thank you to everyone who just come by and watch my videos. Thank you to everyone who has followed me pretty much since I first made this channel live. I really appreciate all the subscribers. I thank you guys for subscribing to the channel. I thank you guys for watching. And I thank you guys for keeping me motivated to continue to work in this YouTube space. For those who didn't know, ever since around 2007, 2008, I've been working in the YouTube space, helping friends and other organizations with their YouTube channels and with advertising. And I really never thought to do it for myself. I just really just would help them out, upload videos, edit videos, add the little notations and all those things to it. And everyone kept telling me, you need your own channel, I need your own channel. I'm like, why? What am I going to talk about? And so what I started looking at, I was like, well, let me see how many channels are dedicated to martial arts, you know. And when I mean martial arts, I'm not talking about just self-grandizing, legendary, such and such master or whatever. I'm talking about like my channel. My purpose is to put out real-time, real education about the martial arts in this modern era. When I say modern era, I mean 2004. It's kind of disturbing to go and look at some of the channels on YouTube and everybody wants to be a mystical master of some art that, you know, it's as Joe Rogan would say, it's more, you know, bullshido than any type of real art. And when I saw that no one had really dedicated a channel to the history of martial arts, various modern and real-time martial arts, I said, well, I can do that. I got with the Discovery Channel and History Channel, and our lawyers got together and talked. And I said, hey, I wanted to bring some shows to the YouTube space. And during this time, YouTube was not what it is today. You know, this was before AdSense. This was before sponsored videos. This was before it became more than just kind of a gamer slash anyone who had any type of belief, philosophy channel. It was just, you had a video, you put it up, and that was it. As things worked out, I got licenses for several different shows, and as time progressed, I started putting them back up. And as they did, that they got popular. It was slow progression, but they got popular. And it surprised me that people were still interested in seeing history of certain martial arts and various martial arts from around the world. And every day it amazes me. It amazes me how loyal fan bases are to certain martial arts. And when I read some of the comments, I have people saying, thank you so much. I remember this show. Thank you so much. I studied with such and such. Thank you so much. My grandmaster was in there. And I talked to a lot of people that remember when we filmed a lot of these shows on location in Thailand, in Moscow, in Mexico. And it was like, it's hard to think about how long ago it was, because when shows first came out, they came out around 2007, 2008-ish. But we started filming them in 2006, 2007-ish. And I enjoyed my time working on different shows. I enjoyed my time editing them. I was just, if anyone had told me that almost a decade after that, there would still be interest in those shows, I wouldn't have really believed them, because, it's hard nowadays to find history on martial arts. History of techniques, history of locations, this backstories of how certain martial arts came into be. Um, it's humbling to get to the 30,000 subscriber mark. If anyone had told me that I would have gotten that many subscribers through my channel, to this channel, I'd have been like, you know, yeah, okay, everyone likes knockout videos. No one really likes, history of videos when it comes to martial arts. But I was pleasantly surprised, and I gotta say to you guys, thank you so very much for subscribing, and continue to subscribe and continue to watch the videos and continue to this phase to watch me. Yes, I'm gonna bring back some more shows. Yes, I'm working on getting some new shows, to post on the channel. Like I said, it's a licensing deal, and you have to get the lawyers together, get the accountants together to see if it's something that's viable or something they want to do, and make sure the licenses are available. When I started licensing shows, it was a different ball game then. It was during the time that Discovery Channel itself was about to be wiped out altogether, and it was kind of a fire sale, per se. Whereas now, some of the History Channel programming and A&E programming is just up in the air. Outside of major weekly episodic shows. I look at how in this short time, I only started going live around late 2015, early 2016, and I got to see a lot of the changes that quick with what was going on with YouTube. I was pleasantly surprised with the monetization and advertising. I remember, all you had was really sponsored videos. You didn't have AdSense like you have now. You didn't have sponsored videos. You didn't have, product spots like you do now. And my journey on YouTube has been one that has been pleasantly surprising and disturbing. When I say disturbing, it's because I look at how quickly YouTube is evolving now. When it comes to AdSense, when it comes to advertising, when it comes to rules, advertisers want now. I can still remember the Wild West, when you slap a video up there, if it's longer than 10 minutes, it could be anything. And you get advertisements on it. And now when you look at some new monetization things, I'm glad they changed it from monetization to zero monetization. I'm glad now that they have a review process where if someone, or one of the bots flag your video, it can be reviewed. And it can be peer reviewed and requested to be peer reviewed. That's good. I like the way now with the protections YouTube has now. Once upon a time, anybody could go up there and throw a flag on your video, and it was a process to get that reversed, because once they threw it out there, they never left any contact information. Sometimes it would just be either random bots doing it or random, jerks doing it. I like the fact that with certain media, when you hit a certain level, they take the ability to flag your stuff down now. That's good, because like I said, I've had friends who were talking about their battles with leukemia, and for some reason they got flagged. And I'm thinking, that's kind of messed up. This person is pouring out their heart, talking about their struggle, with cancer, and it gets flagged down for some reason. I shift gears at the drop of a dime. I'll start talking about one topic and move on to the next without much of a transition. It was suggested to me to work on that. So with this video, this thank you video, I'm going to work on my transitions. Shifting gears, that's one thing I was suggested to say. Give you a little bit of martial arts background on me. And as the videos come out and progress more, I'll start talking more about it. Yes, I am a Kukkiwan certified second degree black belt. I have been practicing Taekwondo in particular since I was around 4 or 5 years old. Taekwondo, for me, I consider my style because as a kid, I was a big kicker. One of the reasons why I was, put in judo was because my mom said she wanted to put me in a martial art that had no kicking, no punching, and they put me in judo, which, I'll give you a little how that worked. It gave me a ground game that I didn't realize I had until I got older and started doing Hapkido. A lot of the moves that were in Hapkido, especially the ground part, are Jiu-Jitsu and Judo moves. And I was fortunate enough when I took Judo that it was a Judo slash Jiu-Jitsu class. Because back then, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu wasn't popular at all. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu didn't become a thing in the States really until the 90s. In the 80s, you had judo schools, and then you had what they used to call the combat judo schools, was really a string of jiu-jitsu. Japanese jiu-jitsu to be specific. It wasn't like the Brazilian style in particular. I competed nationally, internationally, off and on, from a kid till a teenager. One of the highlights that I thought that I would get a chance to do was participate in the '96 Olympics in Atlanta, because it was in Atlanta. I was, hyped about Taekwondo being in the '96 Olympics. They weren't, and, it was a bummer, but looking back at it now, I'm glad that I had that experience because it taught me a lot. I also, a little backstory, missed being on the undercard when the UFC was in Dothan. Now, Joe Rogan talks a lot about when the UFC came to Dothan and what was going on with it. And I was in and around the area around '96. And it was interesting because '96 was one of those big, shall I say, a lot of things was happening, a lot of things was going on, but a lot of things were still being ironed out, like with the UFC. That was the first and last time, to my knowledge, the UFC was ever in the state of Alabama. It's been in Atlanta, it's been in Florida, it's been in, Texas. First and last time it was in the great state of Alabama. I often look at what's going on in modern era martial arts. What's going on with sports medicine, what's going on with the martial arts business, what's going on with amateur martial arts associations, mixed martial arts associations, and particularly what's going on with the United States and with the Olympic teams in USAT. Like I said, I'm a member of USAT. I competed in last year's U.S. Nationals, where as I mentioned in a prior video, I placed bronze in the Ultra Division. The Ultra Division is one of those divisions that in the United States, it's there so older competitors can compete on a national level. One thing that I'm hoping that they start realizing is that if they look at some of men or women's division in ultras, there's some very, very good competitors there. And I think that this idea that you have to, look past that division is changing. Matter of fact, when you look at the winners of my division, you had a world champion there, Pan Am champion there, and then both of us are state champions. So when you talk about a guy that was a legit world champion winning the Ultra Division, you have to go, if the Ultra Division is this deep, why are they not, saying, hey, maybe we need to focus more on getting those guys to train some of the younger guys? No one thinks like that. Why? Who knows? World Taekwondo Federation, for me, and here I go on those transitions, is an organization that I have seen evolve and change as far as safety and athletes' well-being and welfare over almost 30 years. When I first started with Taekwondo, it was the old um, Korean Taekwondo Union, which was still War Taekwondo, but you got the guys that their fathers had fought in World War II, and some of those guys had fought in Vietnam, Korea, and so I remember when you didn't have pads in Taekwondo, even as a kid. You might have boxing gloves on, a football helmet, something like that, and to keep from getting knocked out, you had to move out of the way or block. I look at some of the things with the junior safety rules that are in place now, and I can say definitively, when I came through the ranks, there were no junior safety rules. If you didn't want to get knocked out under the age of, say, 14 or 17, or like that, you blocked or you moved out the way. If not, you're going to be in trouble. Now, I say that not to say that's a bad thing. It's a good thing, because with the awareness of concussions that's going on now, it's good that at a youth cadet, little tiger division, you have a rule of no head strikes. That's a good thing. You want to give little people chances to develop and not have any injuries. The junior division, I think, could really benefit from participating in universidades and Youth Olympic Games, because that's a division I've seen over the last 2014, 15ish, something like that, that's been underserved as far as here in the United States. I mean, internationally, everyone is jumping on Youth Olympic Games, Universidad. I'm hoping that now that you're realizing here's the hierarchy, International Olympic Committee, they have let the World Taekwondo, make the decisions on standards, equipment, rules, all that things, and then you get down to your Pan Am, your Continental, and then you get into the United States. I'm glad that they're realizing that hierarchy is there, and that you have events like Youth Olympic Games. Maybe one year they have Youth Olympic Games in the United States. Never know. We have Pan Am in Spokane in this year, 2018, which is, like I said, excellent. Maybe they'll have Youth Olympic Games. Maybe they'll have a Universidad here. Never know. But it's something to think about and something to hope for. Los Angeles 2028 feels like a lifetime away, but for someone who can remember the 96 Atlanta Olympics, I can tell you right now, the Los Angeles Olympics isn't that far away. It isn't that far away, and it isn't that far out of sight, because there's a lot of ground that I hope can be covered by then. I myself, I'm going to compete as long and hard as I can. I'm going to do better with the vlogs. I'm going to do interviews as many as I can. While I can, I'm going to start doing some of my training montages again. I'm going to put some of the more martial arts tutorials up. Got a lot of requests for the tutorials. They want to see the stick fighting come back. They want to see, the sword play. Here's how you make sure those come back. Like the videos, subscribe to the channel. If those videos have a high enough view count, I'll let them stay. It's just like when some of the videos I moved to the pay side when YouTube had a pay side. If you watch the videos, like the videos, subscribe to the channel, that's proof that you want more of those videos. There's a reason why I took down almost all of the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu stuff and put it on the pay side. One reason was, and this is a true story, one of the first videos I had to hit 100,000 views was a video that featured Eddie Bravo, 10th Planet. He was doing a gym opening. Was it the one up in Birmingham? It was close by. I think it was he was in the one in Birmingham or the one up in Madison. And that video had over 100,000 views. However, because it had 100,000 views, I say, hey, throw some likes on this. With 100,000 views, you'd think it'd have at least, 10, 15,000 likes. A lot of people were liking the video, but they weren't clicking the like button. I was like, well, you got to click the like button and you have to subscribe. I mean, you have to remember, at that time, I barely had 5,000 subscribers. Now, wrap your head around the fact I barely have 5,000 subscribers, but I had 100,000 views on the video. So yeah, it's like I'm glad I had that many views, and it inspired me to keep, pushing and keep, moving forward. But at the same time, it kind of bothered me that you got 100,000 views, you barely got 500 likes. And apparently someone likes this video, because you have to remember, to have 5,000 subscribers and have a video that has 100,000 views on it. That video went viral. So yes, that's the question. Will I bring those videos back? Yes, I'm going to gradually start bringing those videos back. Yes, I'm going to bring back the Eskrima stick fighting, the sword fighting, both Korean style and Japanese style, more Taekwondo style, some karate. I'm working on some boxing tutorials, but you have to remember, boxing tutorials are they're pretty straightforward as far as your jab, your crosses, your hooks, things of that nature. It would be nice to do a video series, 15, 20 videos on boxing, but it's one of the things, unless you do, a 15-minute video and just using your right hand, a 15-minute video using your left hand, it's not gonna, it's not gonna, translate well. Let's say 54 forms or 54 katas, something like that. So yes, I'm gonna bring back the tutorial videos. The rumor is partially true. There is going to be a surprise show that I'm going to introduce in 2018. I won't spoil it because, like I said, it's a legal issue. When the lawyers get together and we come to agreement, get the licensing together and everything like that, let YouTube know this is what we're doing, they'll be up. I want to say again, thank you so much to everyone who subscribed to the channel. I appreciate it. I hope to keep seeing that subscriber list grow. I hope to see the number of views on my videos grow. The vlog had been over on Twitch and a couple other medias, but I'm moving it back to YouTube simply because I'm tired of managing 6 or 7 accounts. I got into YouTubing and vlogging really kind of as a proof of concept for some friends that wanted to know how to do it. So that's why a lot of those videos that were on Twitch and on a couple other platforms, I won't give them a shout out, over YouTube, I'm not going to continue to use those other platforms. I'm not in this as a profession per se right now. If the interest is there and the subscribers are there, that's what's going to motivate me to keep going. Because you have to realize that YouTube now is not the Wild West anymore. It's one of those situations where you have to dedicate some time to it. Now you have to be on top of it more now. You have to pay attention to things that are going on more now. And it can turn into a career, it can turn into a job. Now, getting compensated for that, getting paid for that, is where it gets a little more complicated than usual. Reason why I say it gets a little more complicated than usual is because, like I said, editing videos, uploading videos, like now I'm doing another live stream because everyone just insisted, hey, you gotta do a live stream, so I'm doing a live stream. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to get on the schedule with the live streams and let you guys know when I'm doing them. I've been doing them kind of like I'm doing now, where it's like if a group requests it and want to talk to me or want to do a live stream and throw some topics for me to speak about, I'll do it. I'm unscripted. Outside of my notes that I have, to give you, website addresses and information you can go look up, yourself on whether it be Wikipedia or a certain website. I'm unscripted. When I do the live streams like this, when I do the vlogs like this, I'm going to try to stay as unscripted as possible. And that's just how I'm going to roll. Now, my technology channel, my technology side, that's going to be a little bit more scripted. Reason being is because I'm going to be building systems, reviewing products, and various technical things. So I'm going to be following a script. I'm going to try to not make it very boring. I'm going to try not to bore you to tears. It's going to be across various platforms: Android, Apple, Linux, Unix, Windows. It's going to be a technology channel about not the usual, here's a video card, here's a hard drive, here's a monitor. It should go very well. Considering that I think I might have one video up, and I already have about, I don't want how many subscribers I got. I'm not gonna do that. But as far as this channel, the main channel, Kareem Martin TV, thank you guys. A channel that was really just, hey, here's my channel, here's some examples of what to do, how you can do it, to grow into what it's grown now, to have over 30,000 subscribers is amazing to me. And I feel very fortunate and very thankful that you guys support me and you guys support the channel like that. Continue to donate. Thank you for the donations. Thank you for the subscribing. Thank you for all the likes. Thank you for all the positive comments. And thank you for watching. I mean that. Thank you guys so much for watching. And I'm going to do a better job with the vlogs, but I'm telling you now, the vlogs will not be scripted. It's just going to be me talking to you. I'm going to have some notes, and that's going to be it. I am going to try to get some training montages in, some training videos in, and the Fundamental Fridays. But as I told you in an earlier video, the Fundamental Fridays are a lot of work. And those aren't scripted, believe it or not. I don't script the Fundamental Fridays because I don't know from instructor to instructor what their techniques are. That's the point of Fundamental Fridays. Whatever techniques they want to show and demonstrate and talk about, I give them the mic and let them do it. So thank you guys again. I appreciate it. See you in the next video. And remember to like, subscribe, and donate to the channel. Appreciate it. Thank you guys again. Bye.